I think it was fantastic. I mean, it was a lot of things. I'm a person, I kind of came from an athletic background, and I'm not going to say I'm like that kind of hardcore jock that's kind of, puts up that wall. But let's be honest. I mean, I think if you haven't experienced a program like the Mastermind, and you haven't maybe ever really opened up to people, then you don't really know how powerful it can be. And so I think everyone is a little adverse to it, just thinking about it. And I had never done anything like this. And so, meeting you beforehand, felt comfortable with you, and obviously really appreciate and respect a lot of what you're doing. So really wanted to join and jump in. And I think just coming into a group, obviously, Matt, you did a great job making us feel welcome and just saying, hey, be honest, tell us what's on your heart. But just once you kind of break that ice, once you kind of start talking, and you're talking to people from different regions, around the country and different cities, and you kind of realize, we have a lot of the same thoughts, a lot of the same day-to-day ups and downs, and you just kind of settle in. And you can call it therapeutic, you can call it all these things, but I'm so grateful for that. I mean, I don't think the average person gets a chance to go into just whether it's a small group or a large group and just talk and say, how does this make you feel? And, how are you doing today? Ups, downs, everything. And then, as we said a second ago, with the circumstances of the pandemic and just all the civil unrest, the timing of this mastermind program was pretty interesting and good for us to come together and share how we felt about these things that we see every day on the news and that are stressing the entire world out. And to kind of walk in and not really know these people, at first, but just to hear some of the same concerns. Again, it's a lot of things. It makes you feel good. It makes you, feel like you can, bond with these people and you're feeling the same things. But ultimately, kind of makes you feel good just to get it off your chest and talk about it if it's weighing on you or whatnot. So just great engagement, great interaction that I hadn't experienced before. So very, very grateful for that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for those words.
Sure.
Our group container mantra was, first we create our habits and then our habits create us. Were there any changes on a day-to-day level? Any new practices that you've incorporated, or any big major insights from our time together as a group?
Yeah. So for me, a lot was the meditation and the breathing. Just breathing, I could apply to a lot of things, but I'm a fitness person. That's a big part of my life. And so I'd had some experience with meditation, but I really had never held myself accountable. So just having in some of the, exercises we did in our group, and you may or may not talk about this, was holding ourselves accountable and talking about things we can do before our next meeting and talk about how it helped us and how we stayed accountable. But I did a lot more meditation than I've ever done in my mornings before workouts or just before a day of work, especially, again, with COVID, working from home.
Yeah.
It was just a weird, bizarro twilight zone, couple of hours of my morning, wake up and get productive. But the meditation side of that was an awesome tool to kind of calm me and just get me focused. And then the breathing thing, and we talked about this with Wim Hof and a couple different things. And just from my fitness side, I'm fascinated really by cardiovascular and breathing capacities and stuff. But just being conscious of your breath, whether it's doing a Wim Hof exercise or meditation or just periodically throughout the day, just breathing. And I know, everybody says that. A lot of different sources say take a deep breath and relaxation and hold it for so many seconds. But again, just being in this group and hearing us talk about it weekly, hey guys, something as simple as you can do is breathe. And, you always said, I think you said stuff like breathe in the moment or be present in the moment, just breathe. And, that's very powerful. Any time of the day, you don't have to necessarily have 15, 20 minutes to meditate, but just slow down, breathe, kind of hear your breath, feel your breath. And that for me was powerful. So, the meditation in the mornings and the breathing with that was cool. But because of just being in this group and talking about all these things from a health lifestyle standpoint, there were so many times when I would stop with my day in my car, at work, whatever, and just breathe a little bit. And that was what I learned from you guys. And so that was huge. That was huge.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to hear that this was a timely engagement. And with what was going on in the world, when COVID-19 hit, I was thinking, geez, let's bring people together and let's do this because it's going to get wild. And the last few group meetings that we had with the social unrest, can you speak to the value of potentially the objectivity of getting, you know, feedback and hearing thoughts and impressions of people all over the country that are in the
Yeah.
group?
Yeah. And I think, and you and I talked about this earlier, I think that's the biggest part of it. Again, you know, you provide an environment here, a program, a platform, what do you want to call it? People from different geographic locations. And even though we're all Americans and, you know, a lot of us in the group are like-minded people, it was pretty powerful to see this stuff going on the TV every day, and then to come to this group and hear what it's going like in Chicago, hear what it's like, you know, on the East Coast or the West Coast. I mean, I'm here in Kansas City. And so to be able to come together and hear, you know, how people are feeling about it, hear how their communities are reacting to it. That was powerful. I mean, I'm a believer in arm yourself with information, right? Arm yourself with knowledge, learn about a situation, whether it's just, you know, that day or that week or a historical, you know, event. Arm yourself with the knowledge. And so I think knowledge comes from hearing people experience and hearing real, you know, on the ground, you know, in person, how they feel about it. So extremely powerful just to hear it from different people around the country. And I mean, without getting political and stuff, I mean, I know how I felt about it, and I know the emotions it made me feel. And so it was powerful, and it was very supportive to hear like-minded people and, you know, understand this is real. We're all feeling this together. It's this powerful. It's this impactful. And understand that we're all in it together, to say the least. And so that's kind of hopefully how we all go forward with this. Keep connecting, man. Staying together, right?
Love it. Absolutely love it. This naturally, with the work that I do and the writing that I've done, you know, we have for the most part, a psychedelic friendly group. Did you find value in you know, the knowledge and ideas presented and the programs that we engaged over the course of that 3.5 months?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a supporter of psychedelics, for sure. I don't have as much extensive experience, or some of the more recent, probably it's been a while since I've done it, but or experimented or whatnot. But just, again, being a part of it, knowledge is power. I could repeat myself. Just to being exposed to, you know, what's new and the actual science that's out there. And I love that you turned us on to all those books. Because I'm a huge believer in it, and now actually seeing it come to fruition and seeing my credible sources behind it and studies, and seeing how it's helping people as opposed to just taking a bunch of drugs, you know, taking a bunch of pharmaceuticals. I ate it up, man. And, you know, hopefully as I continue to kind of progress on my personal journey, I definitely, it's something that I want to probably experience more, you know, but in a responsible way as we come to understand it like we are, and learning about all these powerful ways to, you know, hold it and conceptualize it. It was great. I mean, it was a big part. And I think it was probably one of the things that made me gravitate towards it, this program in the beginning, because I saw your work with soldiers and I saw, you know, veterans and how it impacts them. But again, I understand that it's powerful for a lot of different things. And I hope that society continues to realize that, because I know there's a lot of uses for it. So.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for taking this time to share your thoughts and impressions on the Worthy Fight Mastermind. And it was truly an honor to have you in the group. And you know, again, I'm grateful that you know, you can share this. So thank you.
Thank you, Matt.